talking with Karen Nave and Cameron and Grace from the South Lyon High School Drama Team
Department, class,
organization.
Group, yeah.
Exactly. Well, great. Thanks for coming out here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Very cold, wet night.
It turned out maybe to not be the best, but that's okay. We're happy to be here.
We're here to talk about
South Lyon High School Theater.
And lots of stuff going on, I'm sure. Preparing for upcoming production, I'm sure.
Yes. So we do 2 shows a year, one in the fall and one in the spring. The fall tends to be a straight show, so plays and things like that. And in the spring we do a musical. This year we're doing All Shook Up. It's based on Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, but set in the 50s, and then it's all Elvis Presley music.
Interesting. So a nice combination.
Yes. Well, maybe it makes it slightly more exciting than maybe your typical Shakespeare show.
That's true.
Just slightly, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now, Grace, what other productions have you been a part of, and what are you looking forward to about this production?
So all of the productions I've been in have luckily been with Karen, and we did a Shakespearean play that had a bunch of like fun gags in it that went wrong. We did Clue in the fall, we did Oliver last year, and I'm really excited to be a part of this one because it's kind of just me, like, it's like a culmination of a lot of like different roles and the fun parts of that, and it's just an incredibly fun show.
Very cool. And Cameron, how about yourself? What's been your fun productions you've been a part of, and what are you looking forward to in this show?
Yeah, so I've been kind of in the same boat as Grace. Most of the productions at SLHS have been with Karen. Honestly, my favorite one's probably Oliver that we did last year, but I have a feeling that All Shook Up's going to end up being my favorite as we kind of get closer to that. I'm super excited for this show. I think it kind of has like the great combination of like a good storyline, a good plot, but also good music that if you don't care about theater, you can also just come to see
enjoy the music.
concert.
Close your eyes and just enjoy it.
Right.
We've said this is a very like non-musical theater musical.
Okay.
So people who are like, oh, I don't know, Broadway musical theater, that's a lot of. It's not that. It's all rock and roll. The band is made up of rock and roll, guitar, that kind of stuff.
So it's like a live band as well then.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I said when I took over the program a couple years ago, we will always have live musicians on stage. We're lucky that our musicians, or our pit is comprised of students from South Lyon as well. And we have some professionals in there too. And it just gives the students an opportunity to not only get maybe a taste of what it's like to do gig musician type jobs, but talk to folks that are already in the industry who can give them advice and say, this is what to expect. Or for kids getting ready to go off to college, I have a college student coming in that she has her MFA in musical theater. It's a great opportunity for them to be able to say, I have some questions about college and what's that like?
Right.
And just be able to talk to people who are in the business.
Very cool. Now, where are you in the stage of preparing for the production, and how close are we, and
Sure.
when are the dates?
So we actually we cast way back before school got out in December, and we're just finishing up week 4. Our dates are April 14th through the 16th, and you can go, all of our information lives on our website at slhstheater.com. But we're about week 4 in, and we've got some breaks coming up and things like that, but it's about a 10-week period where these guys are doing dancing, so full choreography, dance numbers, plus music, plus acting, and it all has to come together, so we kind of need that time, and we'll polish everything up by the time we get to the 14th.
Very cool. Cameron, what role or what part of the production are you in?
So I play a character named Dennis. He's very quirky. He falls in love with the main girl, and he's been chasing after her the entire show. And it's like a hopeless romantic situation in this story. But it's a very fun character to play. He's very, very quirky.
Very cool. Grace, yourself?
I play one of the few like older characters. I'm one of the moms of the show, and I own like one of the honky tonk of the show that we find ourselves in a lot of the scenes, and I end up just being caught up then in the whole Shakespearean story of all of the love triangles.
Very cool, very cool. So now, obviously, coming out of COVID and so forth, but we're still doing production over the last year or two and so forth. How has that been, getting through that, and the students growing up through that, and the excitement now to a couple of you seniors being able to actually get into your final production?
I'll tell you, it was funny because when we first started back their sophomore spring, everybody was still in masks, and so we were doing shows with masks, and when we got to the point where they took them off, I didn't recognize anybody, and I had to relearn whatever, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that's what you look like under there, right? They all, turns out that's an important part of your face, that your nose and your mouth, kind of like what your face looks like. So we've been really lucky to continue to be building the program and just continuing to recruit kids through there. And we see a lot of kids. It's funny because when we first kind of started them, we started having rehearsals. We had kids come in and someone would go, I have to go to the bathroom. And someone would go, oh, it's in B wing. And they'd go, I don't know where that is. And so, part of that has been trying to get people back into the swing of things. I think it's, definitely with that year where nobody was in the buildings, it's hard to start something or join something. There's like some trepidation to it, I think. These guys will maybe attest, like, I'm maybe a little scary at first, and so there's an intimidation factor of being part of the program. But, I think we're now starting to set the precedence of everybody is welcome.
Yep.
It is a safe environment to try new things and to fail and to succeed together. And I think that's really what our program is about. We talk a lot about the experience part of it, where our foot forward is, you can have a great show, but maybe not a good experience. But if you have a great experience, you will automatically have a great show.
Right.
They just
I like
go
that.
hand in hand.
Very
Yeah.
cool. And I was going to ask too about how many students are part of the production, because not just the people who are up on stage.
Absolutely.
Lots of behind the scenes, the band and so forth. But how many total?
So we have right now about 85 kids.
Wow, okay.
We've got about 40 on stage, about 6 to 8 in our pit, and then another 30-ish backstage.
Okay.
All of our backstage stuff is run by students. Okay. So that's something we're really proud of, and I think starting to implement a little bit more. But from costumes to our technical sound and lighting to props, makeup, hair, all of that is led by students, and then student crews that work underneath them.
Very cool. And Karen, how long have you been at the high school then?
This is my third year. Second full year, third year with them, and it's been great.
Well, and Grace, anything you'd like to share back to the community as far as the production or?
I think everyone should come see them. They are extremely fun shows, not only to watch when I'm not on stage seeing them, but just from what I've heard from my family, and it's a great program that you should come see, and if you can, be a part of.
Very cool. And Cameron, yourself, any departing thoughts for the community?
Yeah, I'm super proud of our program overall. I think that we've come a really long way in building a even more cohesive program, as well as one that everyone feels comfortable in, both backstage, on stage, pit, etc.
Right.
It's just a very comfortable community, and I'm really proud of that.
Very cool, very cool. Well, thanks for coming out here tonight. And I would say break a leg, but with the way the weather is outside right now,
Well, sure, exactly.
a little questionable. So I'll wait until the night of the production, say break a leg.
We appreciate
then.
that.
And thanks so much for coming out here tonight.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.